Okay, so now we've got our PEX lines, hot and cold water lines over to our sink, and we've successfully run our cold water line only down to our ice maker box down here behind our refrigerator. All right, now we're getting ready to start making some PEX fitting connections on the ends of these PEX lines, okay? Tom's going to show us a couple of the fittings that we're going to be using.
Yeah. What we have here is we have an angle up shut off male thread.
Okay.
1/2 inch male thread. This is our PEX fitting right here that we're going to be using at the end of this line. This line will come up, this PEX fitting will go onto here and get crimped on with the ring. We're going to show you that in a minute. This is going to get strapped right to the wall, 3 drywall screws. Once we have that done and this crimped on, we're going to put Teflon tape. I'm just explaining what we're going to be doing. We're going to be putting Teflon tape on this nipple, screwing it into here. In the future, we're going to have a shut-off on here to connect for our sink supply.
Right.
But in the meantime, we're going to Teflon tape and put a cap on here.
Just to keep the water lines
pressure lines, and until we get our drywall and our cabinet in.
Okay.
This is actually a 3-inch chrome nipple, and we'll actually be putting an angle up chrome shutoff on here.
Right. And what size was the cap that was just on there, Tom? Was that a 1/2 inch cap?
Yep, a 1/2 inch. These are shower ears, drop ears we call them. 1/2 inch female drop ears. A female is the part with the hole. A male, this is a female shutoff and a female drop ear. We're actually putting a male coupling nipple in between. The male is the part with the threads where the threads stick out. The female is where you thread into. And just in case you want to act like you know what you're talking about when you go into Home Depot and ask for these fittings.
That's a female drop L.
Drop ear, because it has the mounting flanges onto it. 1/2 inch female drop ear.
Okay, drop ear.
Yep.
All right, so this is an important PEX fitting right here. This is what you're going to use for your hot and cold water lines to secure your PEX line to your 2x4 and to connect your 1/2 inch PEX to the bottom. And as Tom just showed you, these just push right inside the line here. Tom, pull that out of there once and push that in there.
Yep.
So you can see what the end of that fitting looks like.
Yep, it just has three like ridges on it. Before you can put this on there, you gotta have a PEX tool to be using PEX.
All right, that's the PEX.
That's the PEX tool.
That's a crimping tool, and that'll do either 3/4 inch PEX or 1/2 inch PEX. And you can show them the end of that, Tom. They can see the 1/2 inch hole.
And the 3/4 inch hole. Yep, the top one is for your 1/2 inch. The bottom one is for 3/4.
Now they're about $60 for a pair of those guys. I mean, but just think of the money you're saving having a plumber and not have to do your kitchen. You can afford to buy the right tools. So buy yourself some PEX crimping tools and keep them in your toolbox.
Okay. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna put this out. Whenever you do a PEX ring, you buy a bag of these 1/2 inch PEX rings.
All right, you see that it says on there, 1/2 inch. Now these are made by Shark Bite. Home Depot carries Shark Bite PEX equipment, and they're 1/2 inch rings. Show them one, Tom.
Yep, that's just a ring. This is the actual ring. You slide the ring on first, then you slide your shet off on, or your
drop ear.
Yeah, your drop ear on. You take and you put this without moving your ring. You want to keep that ring where there's like an 1/8 inch of white showing past it. So I'll get that exactly where I want to be. And then one squeeze of this tool, and that's done. That's crimped.
Now that fitting is watertight. That 1/2 inch jaw of life that he just put around there and squeezed around that black ring crimped that PEX tubing onto the end of this copper drop ear. All right? This is a completely pressurized, watertight seal that quick. We didn't need a soldering gun, we didn't need a flex, we didn't need a torch, we didn't need rosin, or none of that old-fashioned plumbing stuff applies. All right? No fire, no heat, no,
Johnny, can you hold this out
pain
for me?
and suffering. Just slip the plastic
Crimp that
PEX over top of your fitting, put the ring on there, and one squeeze.
Just show a little bit of 1/8 inch of that white. Wait a sec, back there in there a little bit. Alright there.
Put your 1/2 inch across there, across your ring, and squeeze 1 time. Done. That's it. All right. Now his hot and cold water lines both have the proper PEX fittings on the end. Now what he's going to do next, he's going to take some drywall screws and a cordless drill.
Yep.
And he's going to secure those to the 2x4 blocking that he just put in there. Okay, so once you have your PEX fitting attached to the end of your hot and cold water line, and remember these are PEX fitting drop ears with 1/2 inch female threads inside them. We're going to be using some drywall screws. Alright. And that secures the fitting nice and tight so you can't move it to the 2x4 blocking.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, now you normally set these to the center of your drain line. You normally go 4 to 5 inches left and right to your drain line location. So they'll end up being 8 to 10 inches apart.
Yeah. And you try to keep them at the same height.
Keep them at the same height off the floor, 20 inches. All right.
And they look really close.
All right, and now they're in position for the hot and cold water lines to be hooked up once we set our kitchen sink base.
I'm just going to bump this one up just a tad to get it the exact same height. It's not rocket science here. That looks more like the same height.
And there you go. All right, now those plastic PEX lines they're watertight to those fittings. All right, you can pressurize the water in these now, and that will not leak at either one of those locations. Those PEX rings make the toughest pressure connection of any plumbing fittings out there.
We have a hammer.
All right, so that's it.
We got these talons, PEX talons, just to hold the PEX exactly where you want it to be. These talons, it's just a little plastic talon that goes around there and helps hold it on. Clips onto your plumbing, your PEX line.
Preset nail, tap them on.
Done.
See how nice that secures your line then.
Yep.
Snap them on. They're 1/2 inch PEX talons.
Yep.
Preset nail, tap it on. That's it.
Good stuff. Let me see a nipple.
All right, so now we're getting the Teflon tape out. We're going to put Teflon tape around the chrome nipple threads.
Yep.
All right.
When you start your Teflon tape, this is very important. If you have your nipple in your hand, you're going to start your Teflon tape by pressing it into the threads, and you're going to want to turn your fitting clockwise, clockwise, clockwise. And you're going to want to go around there with this monster tape 3 times is enough. Standard tape, I say like 7 times.
Yeah, this is twice as thick as the white tape.
Yep.
It's called Monster Teflon tape. You don't have to use this. You can buy the white regular Teflon tape, but you're going to want to go around about 6 or 7 times with the tape right around the end of the threads.
Once again,
of your
hold
nipple
that.
on both sides of your nipple.
Yep, squeeze it on your nipple. Squeeze it on your nipple and turn your nipple clockwise. Reason being, when you go to put your nipples on.
Squeeze it on your nipple. I'm sorry, that just sounded funny. All right, so.
Yep. 1, 2, 3. I got 3 good clockwise ones on there.
And
this one's done.
All right, so now you can thread that into your 1/2 inch female threads. All right, that's a male nipple going into a female thread. All right, and he's going to hand tighten that in there.
And then we have one of those caps that's going to go on the outside.
And then on the end, we got a 1/2 inch cap, and that's a temporary cap. We're going to take that off after we set our kitchen sink and put a shut-off on. But for now, we're going to put that on until the drywall's finished. All right, 1/2 inch drop ear for PEX,
Was it?
3-inch chrome nipple with Teflon on both sides, and a 1/2-inch cap, which is a temporary cap.
We even have an extra one.
And that's the complete setup for now for your cold and hot water, okay? That's all we're gonna be doing for now for the cold and hot water until drywall's finished. Now we're gonna be tightening that up with a set of channel locks in just a second, making sure that we're making sure that our threads are tight inside this fitting and that our cap's on tight. But for now, we're just hand tightening. Once you get it tightened as tight as you can with your hand, you'll put a wrench on there and crank it down tighter. All right, so Tom's doing one more of those nipples. Teflon tape. Always wrap your tape around your nipple in a clockwise rotation, because when you thread on your shutoff, you won't strip the Teflon tape back out of the threads in the nipple, okay? That's why we put it on clockwise.
Yep, yeah, I'm holding the tape here and I'm actually turning my fitting, my nipple, clockwise. Which is the proper
And it
direction.
does matter that you do it in a clockwise rotation, otherwise you'll strip your Teflon back off when you put your shutoff on and you'll have a leak. All right, so put your Teflon on, thread it in to your female 1/2-inch for your drop ear, and then take your 1/2-inch pressure cap, thread that on. All these items were bought in the plumbing aisles at Home Depot. Then what you're going to want to do is get yourself a pair of channel locks to tighten up your nipple.
Yep, and we can actually, I mean, the chrome nipple is our finished product. We'll actually grab it with channel locks right tight and close inside here, where it'll be hid when we scratch up this nipple.
Yeah, get back towards your threads with your channel lock so that you don't scratch up that nice new chrome surface on the chrome.
Yeah, it's going to show in the finished product.
So back where he's got it gripped right now, close to the copper fitting, the drywall will cover any scratches that he makes on there. So
I think I have some.
not that it's really going to matter underneath the kitchen sink if there's a couple scratches on the chrome, but let's say you were doing the bathroom and this was your toilet nipple, you wouldn't want it all scratched up sticking out of the wall. All right, so he's going to use channel locks. He's going to tighten both of these up, and that's done over there. Hot and cold water lines are successfully now at the location of the new kitchen sink location, and when we get them tightened up, they're pressurized, ready to go. Finished, done.